For the second Meta Monday episode for today, the top line of this deck still uses Metalgarurumon. But for the rest of the deck, it's completely different than what would be typical of even a tribal build. And as always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more of my future content. BT1 Metalgarurumon has some hilarious interactions with DNA Digivolution when it comes to Chimeramon. But how can one slow it down and turn it into a controlled deck? I'll go over the card by card, the strengths, the weaknesses, and the combos. This deck runs 5 level 2s, 14 level 3s, 12 level 4s, 7 level 5s, 6 level 6s, 6 option cards, and 5 Tamers. For level 2s, this deck runs 1 Demi-Vmon and 4 BT7 Bukamon. Bukamon helps with gaining extra memory whenever a Digimon is played from Digivolution sources, and all of this is possible with cards like BT1 Metalgarurumon and Kaiser Nail. Demi-Vmon on the other hand is simply to offer a DP buff, considering Metalgarurumon just doesn't hit big enough thresholds to survive. But in general, there are many babies that you could run in this lineup. I prefer Bukamon for the extra memory potential one can gain. If DP buffs are what you're after, there are other options instead, like Demi-Vmon. For level 3s, this deck runs the 14 in the form of 4 BT1 Gabumon, 4 BT7 Gomamon, 4 BT8 Patamon, and 2 BT8 Vmon. BT1 Gabumon helps you draw a card on play, while Gomamon nets you 2 cards when you play from the Digivolution cards. Patamon facilitates the DNA Digivolution at the end of the turn, and Vmon helps with searching a 2-color card with blue. Overall, the level 3s are useful to assist with drawing additional cards, and the main reason for this is to dig and find your combo pieces or even Tamers for constant color sources for your option cards or even the option cards themselves. For level 4s, this deck runs 4 BT1 Garurumon, 4 BT8 Angemon, and 4 starter deck Cordramon. BT1 Garurumon again facilitates some very aggressive plays, while Cordramon handles the additional card draw, which can come in handy for your option cards. Angemon rounds out the level 4s by providing security recovery and also the yellow necessary for Shakuamon. For substitutions, the only considerations that I've had is adding Ankylomon for additional yellow targets, but I so far have loved the amount of draw you can do with this deck using Cordramon. For level 5s, this deck runs 7 in the form of 4 Shakuamon and 3 Chimeramon. Shakuamon is one form of removal that early game can even bounce level 6s back to your opponent's hand. Chimeramon on the other hand adds some DP depletion of 3000 when digivolving into and allows you to go into any of your level 6 options. For level 6s, this deck runs 4 BT1 Metalgarurumon, 1 Promo Metalgarurumon, and 1 BT4 Wargreymon. BT1 Metalgarurumon is the MVP of this build, allowing you to play Digimon from your Digivolution sources for drawing more cards and building wider boards. This helps facilitate your option cards Eden's Javelin, which can delete most Digimon except for X Antibody when they prevent DP depletion. Promo Metalgarurumon is another option that allows you to draw 2 cards when digivolving, further building a bigger hand for those option cards, while Wargreymon is a single tech copy for DP depletion and multiple swings. But the best part about Promo Metalgarurumon is the fact that he can't be attacked, so your opponent will have to use option cards to remove this bad boy. Other potential megas you could run would be Leopardmon, for jamming potential for your level 4s and lower Digimon. Unfortunately, jamming in my mind doesn't mean much in the coming weeks when Mastamon will be rampant in locals, meaning those DP depleting option cards will be more prevalent as well. As for option cards, this deck runs 1 Ice Wall, 2 Kaiser Nail, and 3 Eden's Javelin. This is the current breakdown for the fact that I found Hammer Sparks are easily dodged in most matchups, considering if your opponent has a memory fixer or can even get to 2 memory. DNA Digivolving is free, which allows them to attack multiple times, and 1 spark just does not do enough work. With Ice Wall, you can easily put a stop to multiple attacks in 1 turn. Kaiser Nail helps facilitate additional board growth and can net you between 1 or 2 cards depending on what you pull out, and can add more aggressive checks to the security depending on the matchup before DNA Digivolving again. And Eden's Javelin is this deck's way of removing Digimon. Other candidates would be Cocytus Breath and Rattlestar. But again, Cocytus Breath is useful for only certain matchups, while Rattlestar is situational and dependent on your opponent having a lot more bodies on the board. Finally, Tamers in the form of 3 Davis Motomiya and 2 TK Takashi and Kari Kamiya. Davis Motomiya almost guarantees you an ad for blue, bottom decking only Chimerumons, BT4 War Greymon, 6 option cards, and 4 other Tamers for a total of 14 cards. Statistically, you have a good chance to add a blue card and also have a memory fixer. The last 2 Tamers are TK and Kari for additional memory if your security is fewer than your opponent, and gives you a stable yellow source. Some variants of the build only run 3 Tamers, but I do find the extra memory at times to be helpful, which I'll cover in the combos. For strengths and weaknesses, this deck has the amazing ability to constantly build your hand up and find key combo pieces to accelerate your plays. Even faster in my opinion than the Aggro variant. But while you had a lot of flexible ways to build huge stacks, draw more cards, and build wider boards, it does have a few weaknesses to talk about. Number 1. This deck has little to no DP buffs for your Digimon. While 11,000 DP may be big, Metalgarurumon actually can be easily deleted by a lot of Digimon in the current format, whose base DP is 12,000. Number 2. Option cards in the Mastamon matchup can put a damper on your Digimon that get pulled out by effects, as a majority of them are 5,000 DP or less, meaning a well-timed Flame Hell Scythe cuts your board down. And as always, D-Digivolve from black decks that are utilizing BT8 Metalgarurumon. For combos again, you're looking to try and build multiple stacks at the same time. Because your level 5s are all DNA Digimon, this makes it a little easier to DNA than the Aggro variant. Assuming you build Bukamon into Gomamon, then Garurumon, and next turn your opponent gives you the 3 memory you need, you could play a Patamon for 3 memory and go to 0 memory. Digivolving into an Angemon allows you end of turn to DNA Digivolve into Shakuamon for 3 memory. Recover off Angemon's effect, then recover off Shakuamon's effect to bounce a level 5 or lower Digimon back to the hand. Again, assuming you have 3 memory the next turn, Digivolve into a Metalgarurumon can allow you to swing and pop Garurumon out for a restand and gain a memory off of Bukamon. Shakuamon's effect allows you to ping a Digimon for 3000 DP, while Angemon allows you to bounce one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the hand. Swing again and pull Gomamon, Patamon, or Angemon out. Gomamon allows for another 2 cards to be drawn, which will be very effective for Eden's Javelin with 7 to 8 cards in hand at this point. Patamon for another end of turn DNA Digivolution, or just pull Angemon himself out for another DNA Digivolve into Shakuamon or Chimerumon if you have one already in hand, and go for more swings from there. DNA control has a lot of fun mechanics, but again, this build is simply a starting point for you to build the deck if you are a yellow and blue player. If you have any suggestions for this build, do leave them in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next video. This is Digi-Panda, logging out.